I think we're live. Good evening and welcome to Fortune's Hiding Down Under. I'm Dave, I've got Matt and I've got Nathan with me tonight. How are you, fellas?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You're
all right.
Tell us the truth, Matt.
I've been at a Taylor Swift themed birthday party with a bunch of 8-year-olds today. It's been 32 fucking degrees, no air conditioning. I'm worn out, but it was good fun. But look, overall, I'm all right. It's been a good weekend.
Yeah, I'll say. What about you, Nate?
Mate, I'm fucking going really, really well. I woke up this morning and we had a win, and then I went and played golf and shot the lights out and won the comp. So I've had a fucking great day. So it's pretty good.
And the fucking Yidge got beat.
They fucking did too.
Didn't that brighten up your day, eh? Brightened up my day.
Anyone's
Beautiful.
How are you, Dave? How's your weekend been?
Mate, when you're winning 4-1 at home, life's good, isn't it? Hey?
That's it. It doesn't matter who you beat, does it?
Didn't want to call it out this early in the piece, but if you recall in the preview show, I did emphatically predict 4-1.
Did you say 4-1? Not 4-1?
Yeah. No, I said 4. I said 3-2. The whole time we were playing, I was sitting there going, "Fucking Matty." Yeah. Well played. Well played.
Didn't put any money on it though, so I wasn't that confident.
Didn't put your money where your mouth was.
No, not at all. But it was good, wasn't it?
It was. I think there was still some frustrating parts. I'm not going to complain. We've won 4-1 at home, but I've probably got a few words to say about our man Lucas tonight. I'm still very frustrated with him. I thought he was totally responsible for their goal. He's. I know people have been blaming Areola for should have saved it and all that, but you know, if you're shrugged off as easily as he was shrugged off, do you just give up and let it go? It's like you can't just give him that shooting opportunity, can you?
I think it was stupid, really. Like, I mean, he's always going to turn inside. So why he's trying to sort of, cover that outside run is a bit beyond me. But I mean, to be a little bit fair to him, like I've watched it a couple of times, he's leaning into him on that regard. So it's like almost Delap's brought his weight forward, and then Paqueta's weight has taken him that way. But look, it was an ordinary piece of defending. There's no question about that. And I think Areola should have done a lot better than he actually did. But look, before we get into that, can we just fucking start ragging out on Calvin Phillips? How fucking shit was he for that first goal? Isn't it great he's on someone else's side now?
Oh, man.
That was fucking brilliant, wasn't it?
I thought that was the only place to start, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was first 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and he's already fucking up and
just says, hold my beer. Great. I'll give West Ham a goal. I owe him one. Yeah. You owe us about fucking 5, you prick. But
he does.
I'll take one.
It was a good start. I think we probably needed it. There's a couple of comments here. We normally do this show in the pub on a Monday, but it's a public holiday here, so we've all been doing family shit. So we're doing it. On whatever the fuck this is, StreamYard. So we weren't expecting to go live, but we've got quite a few watching, which is really good. So thanks for tuning in. Robert's in Liverpool. He says it's pissing down. It's fucking stifling here, mate. It's horrible. I don't know what temperature it is, but it feels hot. Mark
it's been mid-30s for the last couple of days. So yeah.
Kieran, good to see you, Kieran. He says, good day, chaps. Hope all is well. Robert's made a comment. Give Paquetá a break. He's not a defender. Look, I'll probably speak from where Dave's coming from. With Paquetá, what we've seen recently is it's about the attitude. It's about the application and the effort. We know the type of player that he is and the type of personality that he is. And we put up with his fucking rolling around and theatrics further up the pitch. But I think when it comes to defending like that, anybody in the team should be doing the basics and getting it right. And I agree, he could have done more. I think Areola definitely could have done more to keep it out. You know, and after the good start that we'd had, when they scored, you're suddenly thinking, "Fuck it, here we go again." Are we going to, you know, fuck it up where we've had a good start? Fortunately, we didn't. You know, we went on, and I think from that moment on, we probably looked like the only team that were going to win it. But it is frustrating. You know, there was a couple of other things that he did during the game that pissed me off a bit as well. And even his goal, like, he scored. But he didn't do a huge amount for me during the game. Anyway, it feels like we probably started off on a negative. But you know, that's what we're here for, to talk about.
We're entitled to a fucking moan up, but I was just watching the replay of it before, and I think the thing that sort of frustrates me the most with Paquetá is, like, he's supposed to be our 10, right? The highest midfielder that we've got. And I understand we're all going to rotate, and, you know, he's going to drop and other people are going to get high. But the amount of times in the first 15 or 20 minutes he's the deepest midfielder is really, like, beyond me why that's actually happening. There's two others there. He can direct traffic. He can ask Rodriguez and Souček to drop, but he's out there fucking hanging out and holding hands with Emerson more times than not, which is it just seems strange. Like, I don't understand his mindset. If he's the 10, get high, direct the traffic, get them back behind the ball so that he can, like, bring them into play as they play up to him.
Here we go. I'll respond to this one. Big Willie's having a go. Paul Williams. Dave would prefer Phillips or JWP over Paquetá. Lol. No, that wasn't my comment about JWP. That was someone else chiming in. I would not have JWP, and I would not have Phillips within a country mile of West Ham unless he's playing for the other side, which proved to serve us quite well this weekend. But on the subject of JWP, did you see that handball? Have you seen it? Oh my word!
That was something that you'd actually expect from Paquetá, though, wasn't it? And I think I was talking to Paul online just earlier than that. And he's probably Paul made a comment which is actually quite fair, that, like, if we saw Paquetá do that, he would get fucking slated for it.
Yeah, so he would.
Oh, anyone should get slated for that, mate. That's atrocious.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably, he might have saved them a point. Also, Nicholas Jackson might have blazed it over the bar, but he seemed to find his shooting boots against West Ham. So if JWP did that for West Ham, I'm sure Nicholas Jackson would probably score at the end of it too. So It
was fucking bizarre, though, wasn't it? Really, to watch that. And I think he got the assist that led to their goal as well. But
very strange.
You know, fucking
comment from Nikamang Sudiarani. If I pronounce that right, I should do after so many attempts. Great weekend. Picked up 3 points from Spurs, Fulham, 2 points from Toon, Villa, Chelsea, and Man U. What? I'm confused. Picked 3 points up from Spurs. Oh, okay.
No, because of their results, I think he's saying.
We're above Man U in the table, which is amazing. Really? We're 2 places above them. We're on same points, but we got a better goal difference after smashing 4 over the weekend. So it's just phenomenal. If we thought we'd had a bad start, we're now in a better position than they are.
Yeah. So look, let's just go back to the game. It was good in the end, wasn't it? Like, it wasn't perfect, but I think after we got the second, I never thought we really looked in any danger of not winning the game.
No. And you look at how many chances we missed before we got the second.
Correct. Yeah. Apparently, I read that we had 13 shots on target, which is the most we've ever had in a Premier League game. So, you know, we probably should have scored
on target. The most on target.
We had 23 chances altogether, 13 on target. We probably should have scored another couple. Kudus should have scored his header. He should have scored that little flick as well. But do you see how fucking high he jumped to score a header? the second goal.
It's huge, wasn't it?
It's a massive leap.
I thought Souček had got it at first.
Yeah.
He literally out-jumped Souček, and just it was brilliant.
He did a couple of things in that game where he was in the air and he was almost defying gravity by the amount of time he was sort of like holding that level, and the goal was just fucking testament to it, wasn't it? It was just absolutely fucking brilliant. So and good comment there from Rob. By comparison, Ipswich had 2 on target. So
I think they were a bit wasteful, weren't they? Because the score does do them. I wouldn't say an injustice, right? But before it goes 2-1, they were dangerous, and with the way that we've been going, right, with results and stuff, you go, well, if they were to go 2-1 up, that might sort of rock our confidence, and the crowd gets on the back and all that crap. So it's really important that we did go 2-1 up.
You remember that header from Greaves, right? That so Kilman just completely mistimed his jump, and how the fuck Greaves missed that was beyond me. I've watched it a couple of times, just going, fuck, he must be just kicking himself. That was pretty full on. So we
kind of flown through that first half. I haven't really talked about the first 48 seconds, which was quite dramatic by all accounts for West Ham.
Fucking brilliant.
When was the last time we scored a first-minute goal?
I
don't know.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the book.
To score in one.
Yeah. The last game at Upton Park, we scored first minute, didn't we? Or first couple of minutes. Saka scored. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, against Man U.
Yeah, but it was good, wasn't it? I mean, it was nice to see Phillips make the mistake. And I think Souček played it out of Bowen, didn't he? And Bowen put a little ball through, and Antonio stuck it away. Fair play to him. I thought Antonio did all right.
He did.
He played well.
He did. It was funny, I think, if you look at like some of our commentary from last week, everybody's been saying it, like our front four has just been fucking shit, right? Like zero synergy whatsoever. And bang, Bowen through the legs of the defender, Antonio knocks it around the corner. It was a beautiful goal, right? But every single one of them scored.
Yeah.
I think Antonio can be good for about 60 minutes.
Yeah,
you can really tell he was blowing. Like if anything, he might have been taken off slightly too late for me. But he did have a really, really good game. When he's like that, he makes a real good contribution.
Yeah, he does. Kieran's made a comment here. Sometimes we need the players to turn up, and for the first time this season, most did. I really agree with that. I think we mentioned last week. As much as we're looking at J-Lo and what he's all about. Some of our players, and I mentioned Bowen and even Kudus to a degree as well, just haven't been quite at it. And they all were at the weekend.
And playing as a team, right?
Absolutely,
It's interesting, isn't it? Like if you think about the fucking shit show that was Brentford, right, and all the talk during the week, like it's really pleasing to see the team come out and play the way they did. And Lopetegui's obviously fucking put his flag in the sand. Has gone, this is my house and this is how we're going to play. And if you don't like it, you can fuck off. But then he's also like given that trust back to Kudus and the likes who he's had a blow up with, and they've delivered as well. So you've got to kind of give them more credit for that, don't you?
Yeah. I think another major positive for me was Todibo.
Oh fuck! I wanked about him this morning.
Was absolutely fucking class. And look, I know it was only Ipswich, and it's only one game. You're not going to get, but it wasn't so much the fact that he had a good game. It was the way that he was doing it. He just looks mustard. Like he looks absolutely brilliant. And the more he grows into it, he just, I don't know, he looked really fucking strong.
He did.
He just reads the game so well. That he's there, he's not flying into challenges because he knows what's going on.
You've got to give credit to him. I mean, Delap is a fucking good striker, right? And I don't know how long it's going to be before he, replaces Kane or whatever it is. But he's been on form. I think he's got 4, maybe 5 goals. I'm not 100% sure on his stats for the season. Yeah, but he is. Well, he made Paquetá look shit.
Ragdolled him.
Yeah, but and you watch a couple of those challenges that he went against Tadibo, and Tadibo just fucking had him in the pocket. Yeah. What did you think of the non-penalty? I didn't think it was, but
no,
I didn't give him before, but I thought Delap could have his ground a bit better than he did.
I definitely have seen him given, and I wouldn't have been surprised if it was. But yeah, I didn't think it was overall.
Yeah. And just out of curiosity, like, what did you guys make of Rodriguez's performance?
I would say he's probably the one. Him and Paquetá were the two that disappointed me overall.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't feel for anything for him yet. I don't know what it is.
I think the thing I'd say, Matty, is I was really disappointed that Alvarez didn't come in for him.
Yeah.
But the fact that he didn't do anything that made me really pissed off makes me think he had an all right game. What I would say is when Alvarez came on, he was cut above.
Yeah. And the thing, I suppose, you're right, he didn't do anything. But we were bossing the game, especially second half onwards. And if we'd been playing someone better, would it have been a different outcome? In my opinion, yeah. I can't warm to the guy yet. I think the first game he was shit. The second and third games, I thought, he's got a little bit of something, but I don't know. I've just not seen enough yet.
Mate, the second look for me at the first half, he's good. I think the thing that lets him down is he's 30 and he's not quick. He's not going to get any better than he is, but like some of his decision making on the ball and like some of his like passes to spread the ball are really good. But I mean, what are you comparing to? He's never going to be fucking Declan Rice ever, right? And I don't think he's going to get close to Alvarez either. And I agree with Dave that like when Alvarez come on, like he is different, but I reckon he's pretty solid for what he is. I think he's growing into the Premier League and he's starting to make better decisions than he did, especially in the first couple of games. But my thing for him is I don't know, like he's not going to get any quicker. So, are people going to be able to work him out because he's not quick? He's not going to have that time on the ball that he really needs as that playing that role.
Yeah.
I think he's comfortable on the ball.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I think about who's in that team, and going back 2 weeks, I was screaming for Souček to be out of the team. Whereas now I'll happily eat some humble pie and say, look, I'd probably prefer Alvarez and Souček in those positions because you get more of an attacking threat with Souček there. Effectively, it's one and a half holding midfielders, isn't it? Instead of Alvarez and Rodriguez. But then, when we are up against the bigger teams, we probably do need two holders. So, yeah, look, if he carries on growing into the league and the team, then I think there's a place for him. Yeah, he's just not setting my world on fire quite at the moment.
Yeah. And wasn't it beautiful to actually see Johnson give away a goal for us as well, right?
Yeah, it was.
How often do you see players that leave West Ham or players that we're linked with in fucking transfer periods or whatever you like, and they just come back to haunt us? This is probably the first game I've watched in a long time where the two that have left have fucking given us goals on a dish. It was fucking beautiful, eh?
It was great. And look, I'll be honest. I'm glad Johnson's there. I'm glad he's starting and getting game time. I really liked him as a player and as a person. But what he was doing to his goalkeeper, lofting that one up in the air, was as soon as he came off his boot, I thought we should get something out of this because the fucker couldn't pick it up. And I can't remember who chased it down. Was it Antonio that chased it down?
Really well.
Yeah. And it was just a typical fabulous Bowen goal, wasn't it? Just doing what he does. It was great.
Yeah, and credit to Antonio in that situation as well, right? We've kind of said that he's not been doing the pressing role, but he chased that one down hard, and that was all down to him. Getting that laid off, and Yeah, it's really good.
Just go through a couple more of these comments. Paul said we look like a team for the first time. Agreed, Dave Antonio 60 minutes. I think if you are going to start him, that's his limit. I think my preference is still for him to not start. But if he plays like he did at the weekend, it works. It's just too inconsistent. And Robert's made a good point here. Asking if he's in the Jamaica squad. We know he doesn't play well when he comes back. I imagine he's in the squad. And if he is, I imagine he'll be playing. I don't know who they're playing or where, but it's not exactly going to be in Wales or Scotland, is it? Kieran said Souček Hammer of the Year so far. I was just about to say that's slightly tongue-in-cheek, but there's an argument.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is tongue-in-cheek.
No.
He's putting himself about, isn't he?
He certainly is. And he played well as well on Saturday.
Yeah, he did.
He did play well. I think, like I say, I thought he'd scored the second goal when I first saw it. You wouldn't have been surprised if he'd got on the score sheet. But yeah, he played well. David Fulcher, evening David. It's a great result. Let's hope we can keep this up and beat the Spurs. Yeah. We've got a bit of optimism and confidence now, haven't we? Which is the main thing. We really did need that win, and the performance as well certainly helps.
Only 2 points behind them now too.
Yeah.
Are we really?
Yeah.
I know. It's a cat amongst the pigeons, to be honest. The results.
And that's the thing. They've just been dicked this morning, haven't they? They'll be going into that thinking, how the fuck have we lost that? And Postecoglou will be beginning to feel the pressure because he's bigged himself up. They need, to be successful, they need top 4 this season, or they've failed. And after a defeat, and Brighton are no mug, so but being 2-0 up, they'll be worried about us coming now. Because if we'd had a shit performance, even if we'd won, they'd be looking at us thinking, well, they're not clicking, no one's playing well. Whereas now it's a very different psychology. I would fucking, in the words of Kevin Keegan, I would fucking love it. Even if we got a point there, I'd fucking snatch your hand off.
You'd be happy.
Yeah, if we got a win there, fuck, I want that kickstart the season.
Mate, we could go 3 wins in October, mate. Wouldn't that be good?
You're talking dirty to me now.
Getting a bit ahead of ourselves here. I think that Spurs game is a very, very tricky tie. I mean, this morning's result kind of gives you a little bit of hope, doesn't it? I wasn't looking forward to that game before I saw their result this morning. I've got to be honest. It's not an easy place to go, but we're unbeaten away, and they've had a shaky result themselves, and we're coming off the back of a good one. So it gives you some optimism, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
I think it does, and we've had some fucking good results there too, right? Especially the first one when Antonio shat in the toilet for the first time. That was beautiful. He could easily do it again. But yeah, I watched a bit of their game this morning, and it was definitely a game of 2 halves. Like, they were very, very dominant in the first half, and then they just shit the bed. So they've definitely got it in them, which hopefully that gives us a bit of confidence to, come out at them. But like we need to stay in the game more than anything. And look, hopefully this rest, does Fulkrug the world of good as well. So you'd have to think that he's going to be on the bench and feature in that game at some stage, right?
Well, I'd say there's a couple of comments here about Jamaica's situation. So Robert's had a look. He said they're playing Nicaragua and Honduras. So fucking other side of the world again. But you would suspect, you've just spoken about staying in the game. You would suspect that he'll start Antonio against Spurs if he's fit to do exactly that, to sort of throw himself around for the first 60 minutes. But it would be good to have Fulkrug fit and raring to go to come off the bench.
I think the benefit too this time is I'm pretty sure Antonio got back on like the Friday afternoon or something like that. From the last break, and just looking before, I think their last game against Honduras is on Tuesday morning for us. So hopefully he's got a little bit of time to get home and get settled, and maybe Tim Stighton will do us a favour and fucking lend us the private jet to get him back sooner rather than later.
Get all the weed out of his system. Nick Amang says it's amazing what a win does. No one whinging about the starting lineup. If we lost, a different story. I was thinking there's a couple of players that we haven't mentioned. Emerson was back to his normal self. I don't think he was spectacular, but he was solid.
Yeah.
Kilman was good. I'm beginning to really like Kilman. He's got the odd lapse in him as well.
Yeah.
But he's a very forward thinking defender in that he's always looking to try something, start something. He's not always where he can. He's looking to go forward and not sideways. I think that's really good. We saw it in the really early in the season, that ball he played for Bowen, and he's to me he's always on the lookout for doing stuff like that.
I agree with that, and I think Tadibo is the same. So a lot of teams in the Prem have always got that one ball player and that one fucking donkey that'll just kick the shit out of people. Whereas Kilman and Tadibo are both very, very capable of running forward and playing good balls. I said it earlier before, but that he was well out of position and mistimed his header. Mistimed his jump when Greaves got put that header wide. So there's a few things there that he's got to work on. But fuck me, we've been pretty picky, really, if we're saying that's the worst part of the fucking defence, right? Especially from where we've come from last year. It's nice to have 4 players across the back. You're going. Every one of them is probably a 7.5, 8 out of 10 at the worst. So
agreed. Robert Singleton's made a comment here reading this morning that Milan are looking for a swap deal. Alvarez for Loftus-Cheek coming the other way.
They can fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never been a fan of Loftus-Cheek. I mean, he's probably not been used well throughout his career, but I wouldn't swap him for Alvarez. But he has just reminded me that Steve McLaren's the fucking Jamaica manager. I'd forgotten about that. He is, yeah. And there's a clip of him talking in a Jamaican accent to his players. It's fucking hilarious.
For real?
When he
fucking cold.
When he was at 20 and he started talking Dutch. There's Google it. Steve McLaren talking Jamaican. It's fucking hilarious. Right, a couple more comments, and then we'll probably wrap up in five minutes or so. Hopefully my kids are asleep and go on a bit. I didn't say that. I love them. Do you think Fulkrug, Antonio will be used in most games, replacing each other as Loppy uses subs?
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody kind of expects or expected. It's obviously not been able to see it as much with Fulkrug being injured, but I would suspect if we're going to stick with that one through in the middle, that's what it would look like.
I think Ings has got a role as well, to be honest.
Yeah. Between the three of them.
I think everyone in general, right? Like, if there's one thing you've got to give Lopetegui credit for, is he throws it around. And even his subs today, like, he probably made some deliberate choices to, bring Cresswell on. And Guilherme, is that how you say it? The young Brazilian lad, like just to give them minutes and make them feel like it. If there's one, thing that Moyes never did, he just had his favourite fucking 11, and every time his subs are exactly the same. So he's not freezing anybody out, which hopefully like keeps them in a good mindset that like, well, I'll just keep chipping away because you never know when I'm going to get a start or I'm going to be needed. So I respect him for that much, at least.
Yeah, I didn't mind the subs at all.
Yeah, and speaking of that, the whole Kudus thing from the last game, it's good to see there was no carryover of that, hey?
No. That's what I was meaning to before.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's a good bit of man management there.
Yeah. And I think Kudus looked probably more hungry than he has done all season.
Yeah.
And that winning that header for the second goal was probably testament to that. Like, no one else was getting to that ball apart from him.
No.
I'm not saying he wouldn't have done that anyway, but it's good to see. Right,
it was just his enthusiasm to like go for it though. Like if you watch a lot of his efforts in the previous games, it's like running on. He's like some of his decision making about where to put the ball when he's striking it. They've been a little bit ordinary, and I don't think he would have gone for that ball 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I'll give him credit for that. It was good.
There's a comment here from Robert Singleton. He's ditching us. He's off to watch Hammer's chat. He has apologised. Look, Robert, if you are still watching, thanks for joining, mate, for all your comments. And I'm sure Hammer's chat is fucking 10 times better than this shit.
Yeah. Easy. Just tell them all to like and subscribe. Swing them over here, Rob.
Absolutely. Paul Williams says Fulkrug starting in the next few games. Antonio was an impact sub. Couldn't agree more. And Kieran says McLaren is a northern monkey. Hey, Dave. Yeah, no one likes a northern monkey. Fuck you. Right. Well, there was quite a few more comments there than we were expecting, but really good. And it's so nice doing the show after a win and a good win as well. We've not had many of them this season. It certainly adds a different angle to your weekend, doesn't it?
Oh man, I'm going to have the fucking best week and a half now. No football for another week and a half. So it's walking around with bollocks out and fucking saying hello to every Spurs fan I see. So it's going to be great.
Certainly will.
It's short though, isn't it? We want to continue on that form, having a bloody another international break. You're like, I want to get straight into it again. But hey, look, we've got Tottenham next. Nice early kickoff, so we'll get out in Brisbane again, I'm sure. God, it's a bit of optimism again, isn't it?
Yeah. Good day to be a Hammer.
Certainly is.
All right, boys. Great to see us. Thanks for the chat.
You too, mate. Nice one.
One thing left to say.
Yes.
Come on,
you.
Thanks, lads.
Cheers.